Is the Peacekeeper really overpowered in Black Ops 4? It seems like every single lobby I get into, if I use the Peacekeeper, there's gonna be someone complaining about it. Even if they're using something like the Dragon Breath shotgun, everyone just finds a way to complain about the damn Peacekeeper. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video. Today we're going to be talking about the overpowered Peacekeeper. Yes, it is actually overpowered. I'm going to give it that. And the reason I think it's overpowered because it outclasses a lot of other assault rifles, but there's still some assault rifles that I think will do better in the Peacekeeper no matter what. And there's a lot of SMGs that will also do better than it, but everyone makes it seem like the Peacekeeper is the most overpowered gun in Black Ops 4 right now. And I think it's because they haven't had the chance to actually play with it, which is a whole nother topic, and it should not be locked behind supply drops. And I feel like that's garbage. It should definitely not be locked behind supply drops. Now, I did get lucky. I got the S6, the Stingray, I got the ballistic knives, I got the Locust, I got the Peacekeeper. I did get pretty lucky, and I think I barely dropped any type of money on it whatsoever. It was all from like regular supply drops and saving up for the non-duplicate drops and stuff. So I did get lucky there. But guys, is the Peacekeeper actually overpowered? I'm gonna give you guys the class that I use really quickly here. This isn't an OP class setup video, so I'm gonna go through it really fast just to tell you guys what I actually use for this class and why I don't think it's actually overpowered. No matter what people say, it's definitely not one of those guns that is going to outgun every single weapon in the game. So what I use on this class is stim shot, and then for the perks I use scavenger, gung ho, and dead silence. Now that is pretty rare. You don't really see me running 3 perks a lot, but the reason for this is because this gun is pretty good at its base, so we don't need to throw too many attachments on. So what I have on for this one is elo sight, stock 1, quick draw 1, and grip. Now I don't really need to throw anything else on it, but this class does have a lot of great attachments. So it has rapid fire, hybrid mag, stock 2, and quick draw 2. So if we were to play around with this class right here and say take away grip and throw quick draw 2 on, then yeah, it does have the ability to aim in and snap on enemies pretty quickly. So I see the argument there. And if I were to take off anything else and put stock 2 on as well, yeah, you can move pretty quickly. But I do have to say, the way that this class is set up, the way that this gun is set up, I should say, is not really meant to compete with most weapons. Now, if you guys remember the Peacekeeper in Black Ops 2, that's when it actually came out. It actually came out with the map Grind, and in that game, the Peacekeeper was supposed to be a hybrid between assault rifles and SMGs. So that's why it has the rapid fire, that's why it has the very quick rate of fire, I should say, as well, and that's why it has some of the range that assault rifles do have. But when this gun goes up against other weapons at range, I'm gonna give you guys a quick example here. You will get dropped if you go up against the Rampart at long range. If that person has the same accuracy as you do, let's say you both hit all of your shots, you're going to get dropped first by the Ramparts, especially because the Ramparts actually does have the high caliber as well. So if he's shooting at your head, he'll drop you with that. But even without it, you will be dropped. And I have to say that the Peacekeeper is good, but it's not the best. Now, when you get up close, there's many guns that could actually beat this one as well, and that is just some of the SMGs. So you got the SOG, you got the Spitfire, those ones are definitely dropping it. I got dropped by the Cordite a lot using the Peacekeeper, so I have to say I think most actually of the SMGs will drop the Peacekeeper up close. So that argument is out of the table as well. A lot of people are saying that this is better than most SMGs in the game. I beg to differ. There's a lot of SMGs out there that will drop this weapon easily. Now let's talk about the great Maddox, man. Everybody seems to say that the Peacekeeper definitely outdoes this gun, and I have to say, playing with the Peacekeeper for a little while now and playing with the Maddox, I still feel more comfortable with the Maddox. The hit registration is better on that weapon. The way that you draw people up close in mid-range and long range seems a lot smoother as well. When you get to those long range shots with the Peacekeeper, if your target is moving, even if you have grip on, it's very hard to stay on target, especially if you're holding R1. Whereas if you're using the Maddox, your bullets just seem to smoothly go all the way to where the enemy is and drop them pretty quickly. Now let's talk about the recoil, because this is one thing that I have to give the Peacekeeper and say it is really good. And the Peacekeeper has barely any recoil whatsoever without grip. So imagine putting grip onto that thing. The recoil is very, very slim. There's like barely any of it whatsoever. Even when you get to those long range engagements, the recoil just doesn't really kick too much. So if you put it up against the Maddox, yeah, the Maddox is definitely gonna have a lot of recoil. When you shoot at long range, you gotta tap R1 or R2, whatever you used to shoot. And if you put the Peacekeeper there, well, you could hold it and still get the kill. It'll just take a little more skill skill, I think, to do it. And I have to say, like, the Rampart, it's pretty much the same as that when you get to those really long shots. So if you guys don't have the Peacekeeper and you want to know what it feels like trying to kill someone at a really long distance, use the Rampart, and I have to say it's very similar to the Peacekeeper. So I'm going to give it that right there. It has very little recoil whatsoever, which does make it a little more powerful than it should be. So to talk about the fire rate, I have to also give a point to the Peacekeeper here. It is really good. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. It is actually something that I think needs to get a little nerf, just a slight little nerf, so it's not as fast as it shoots right now, especially since you could put on the attachment rapid fire. And even with the rapid fire attachment, it doesn't really change the recoil all too much. But the fire rate it's something that is definitely going for it. But again, it's meant to be an SMG hybrid, guys. It's meant to actually be like that. So when people actually go and tell me the Peacekeeper's overpowered, Nick, stop using it, it's not fair, it's not this, it's not that, whatever, man, I have to say it is fair. There is guns out there that could drop it. Now, like I showed you guys earlier, like I told you guys about the Rampart, the Maddox, the SOG, the Spitfire, most of the guns that people are running anyways will drop this. You don't really see people running any of the weaker guns, so this one just kind of catches up to it. Now, I do have to agree with what most people say, saying that it's not fair that only certain amounts of players could get this weapon, and that no matter what, even if you do drop a lot of money, there's no chance that you will actually get this for sure. There's a slight chance that you might get it, but the percentage is like below 1% in actually unlocking this one. So I think for that reason, they do have a very good argument with them that they shouldn't be putting guns as powerful as this behind a paywall. They should put guns that are more like fun to use, more like weird guns, like they did in Black Ops 3. They had a lot of weird guns in that game right there. They had a gun that shot discs. Like that's weird. That should definitely be what they put in this one. They shouldn't be putting this like behind a paywall. But that's a whole other video, another topic, man. Another topic for another video. We're not going to get into the whole supply drop system in this one. But I do have to say, at the end of the day, do I actually think that this gun is more powerful than every weapon in the game? No, I definitely don't. Do I think that this gun needs a nerf? Yes, I'll say 100%. I do believe that this gun needs a nerf. Even using it myself, I'll drop people. I'll have some really good games where I go like 45-3, 50-4, stuff like that. Like it shouldn't be something that is this powerful, and I could turn on people as they're shooting me as well if they're using like a GKS or something like that. But then again, I do have to tell you guys, when I got into a long-range gunfight with a GKS, the only time I did, I got dropped pretty fast. So even though I was using the Peacekeeper, I'll tell you, I'll give you guys that, man. There's a lot of weapons in this one. So guys, let me know what you think of the Peacekeeper down in the comments below. Do you think it needs to go? Do you guys think it's overpowered? Do you guys think it's underpowered? I mean, if you think it's underpowered, you definitely got a problem. But let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and drop a like on this video. That will help me out a lot, guys. Smack the heck out of that button. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.